everyone, this is Nina from ROADIE Free Radio. In this clip, Larry talks to Grace Royse, who's done every job you can think of for thousands of festivals, tours, and live broadcasted performances, from the Super Bowl and the US Open to NoFX and the Descendants. This time, Grace speaks on how important it is to write down your values, and she shares some of her own. If you want to hear more from Grace, you can listen to the full episode, number 127, from March 18th, 2019. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Here's Larry and Grace Royse.
Notoriety, fame, fortune doesn't even skirt my top 10 values. And if it skirts yours, you're not going to be on the team for long.
So what are your top 3 values?
Well, I think they're all really personal, honestly, but okay. I do encourage people to write down, sit down and write why you do what you do. At least 5 things, because if you write down the 5 reasons why you get up out of the morning and are willing to go toe to toe with, let's say, a production manager that doesn't agree with you about something, an audio engineer that is showing up late, or whatever's going on, having those healthy conflicts and moreover, not needing to be right. Like, conflict resolution is not the outcome can't be dependent on the conversation. The conversation has to be healthy, because I'm going to be more intimate with people on my crew that I go toe to toe with than some of my closest friends. You're going to really know each other through and through. And I don't have to get my way for that conversation to be successful. Mm-hmm. But if I know the top 5 reasons why I do what I do, then if I'm pushed aside, treated badly, whatever, it doesn't change how I feel about the mission or what it is that, I'm doing. I could share a couple of them with you. Like, for me, number 1 is when I was a kid, going to shows. Like, my very first show where I got out of the house and went by myself was Rage Against the Machine and Gang Starr. My second one was 9 Inch Nails. And there's just that feeling that you get when you're allowed to turn off in your head what your problems are. And when I see the kids out there that are like really having a good time, it's my responsibility to keep them safe and keep everything happening on time, and they have a good time, they leave happy and healthy, I'm good. You can call me an SOB or whatever because I didn't let your band go for another 10 minutes. I don't care, because the kid in the front row is smiling, know?
Yeah.
And my number 2 is to grow a culture of support and purpose in others within this industry. It has been, the biggest challenge of my career. I hate to throw down the girl card, but I've got to do it. Is being a woman in this industry is hard. Mm-hmm. And I still to this day deal with a vintage attitude of guys, saying things they shouldn't say and being crummy. And honestly, I'm really candid with my girls about what it takes to be successful out here, and to know their why. Because being a woman on the road is not as easy as, being a cool person to hang out with, sipping whiskey with the boys and being cool or whatever might get you a little bit of the way. But it takes so much more than that. You've got to have that purpose. It fosters that resilience. And then when you have the inevitable crummy situations, it's not going to change the way you feel about your gig. Mm-hmm. It's not going to shake you, and it is a big deal. And it is still, there's a lot of girls coming up in our industry, which is awesome. Yep. And I guess my number 3 value is to make sure that I take some of the headwind head on, so that, the girls that are in school now, they're not going to get as much of it. But I still get it. Like, back when I worked at that theater, there was a PM position that came about, and I'd been engineering there for several years. I put my name in the hat to PM, and he straight up said, "Nah, I got real roadies coming through here. I can't have a girl running the place. They'll never take you seriously." Mm. And later on, I had a dispute with that same GM. A colleague of mine was hella inappropriate about something, and we're in his office, and he turns to his boss and goes, "See, this is why I don't want girls in production. They're drama, they're nothing but problems, and no more women ever are allowed to work in production in this theater." And I took the next tour bus out of town. And that was, more than a decade ago. And I guess a lot of that was to prove that, girls aren't the problem. It's what we need to do is shift the culture and just get everybody on the same page. And I can go into a room screaming like, "Girl power, everybody's, listen to me. And I know what I'm talking about all I want." But it's really the men on my team that make the choice that, like, I do like working on a team with this girl. Like, she's got my best interest. She keeps a level head. Mm-hmm. She's got some values that match mine. And she doesn't have that gig swiping, hiding information, stingy mentality. And that's what I want. And those are my dudes that, like, when we're out on these big sites like Boston Calling, or Austin City Limits, somebody whistles at me funny or is acting inappropriate. My boy Ruben's the first boy to stand up. That big old beard comes out and he's like, "Yo, that's not what we're doing." That's what it takes. This isn't a spiel for other girls. Mm-hmm. This is me trying to encourage men to stand up and get on board with, like, I follow that. This is what I think too,
Hey, what's happening, roadies? It's Larry here. Just wanted to thank you so much for listening to this short clip. I really hope you got something out of it. If you can take 2 seconds to head over to iTunes and drop us a review or a comment, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Keep listening, keep coming back, stay healthy out there, and remember, no roadies, no rock and roll.